What's up, everybody? Welcome to, I believe this is episode 15 of season 4 of the Weekly Gridiron. Unlike Penn State being reliable in finding a head coach, we are being reliable with giving you our normal weekly content. As always, we're your hosts, Adam.
Dante?
And Luke. Happy to be on the mic for you all. Yeah, I guess we can just say that real quickly. It is currently, at the time of this recording, 3:39 p.m. on Wednesday, December 3rd, the first day of National Signing Day. The window has opened, and Penn State still does not have an official head coach in place. Yes, Terry Smith is there, but he is the interim. He has not been given the full-time role. Pretty much everybody Penn State wants has said no to them. Brian Hartline went to South Florida. Kalani Sitake went back to BYU. Um, Bob Chesney went to UCLA. I'm sure I'm missing some
Urban
others.
Meyer doesn't know what to do with NIL.
Yeah, Urban Meyer doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to
Um,
NIL,
Nick Saban's comfy on the couch.
which I don't blame at this point. So it's looking like
s-
Terry Smith might be the guy after all, which um
It could be worse.
it could be worse,
Not
but
much worse.
I'm
Terry
not gonna
Smith
act
isn't
like I'm
bad.
excited about it. We'll just say that.
Okay, Terry Smith isn't bad, but let's remember who we fired. We fired somebody because three losses was the cutoff point.
Bro lost to Northwestern at home, bro.
Yeah,
It
no, I am not by any stretch of a measure a James Franklin apologizer.
absolutely.
I've been fully in the fire him camp since my time as a student. I'm a senior now. It was time. It was
It
more
was
than
the right decision to fire Franklin for
you
sure.
had to, but you do it almost 2 months ago to get I forget. I think it was Pat McAfee. It was one of the Barstool podcasts. They framed it this way: you're the first one in line to the buffet, and then all these guys start dropping off your radar. Hartline gone, Chesney, Satake, Signetti has no interest. So you wait and you say, okay, well, Alabama's going to lose the Iron Bowl. It's going to put DeBoer is going to be out of there. We're gonna land the plane with him. Alabama wins the Iron Bowl. You're left with no plan. You try to outbid BYU by double. For a guy who wouldn't have been a fit anyways. He recruits out of the West Coast in Hawaii. He's been in Utah since the 1900s, which makes it sound like a long time ago, but it is in college football. That was never going to work. Brian Hartline, you apparently fly him in yesterday morning. I don't know how you don't get that deal done. That must not have happened because now he's coach of USF. It's an absolute disaster.
Yeah.
At Penn State now,
Yes.
the recruiting class is ranked number 130 out of 130. Like you literally cannot make that up. UMass, winless UMass, who we beat by 60 2 years ago, has a better recruiting class than we do. So
Crazy.
yeah. So okay, Terry Smith, nice, but this is going to set us back for at least 2 or 3 years, and that's the leash that Terry Smith would get. It's an absolute. I'm glad I'm graduating now. I'm just gonna put it that way.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Anyway,
All right, let's get on to your NFL content, starting out with the fantasy football leaders. The beautiful slide I made yesterday.
What does that say?
Um, it's being covered here. I'll move
Yeah. How about you
the
read it for people
picture.
who are listening and not
Says
watching?
so everyone who knows the joke, AJ Brown, the picture of him reading the book on the sideline. So I made the book say something that would sound like a Jalen Hurts quote, and I just had it say, "The offense thrives like a kite in the sun floating through the wind when I pass you the football. If I bestow that honor upon you, will you stop venting amongst your fellow peers?" Basically, no offense, and excuse my language, but AJ Brown stopped bitching to the reporters and just play football, basically. If I throw you the ball, will you shut up? Basically is what he's saying. And yeah, AJ Brown had a good week despite the Eagles not having a good week as a whole. And he was this week's highest fantasy football scoring player at 35.2 fantasy points. We are in week 13. This was a lot of people's first round pick, and this is his first appearance of the top three receivers this year. So kind of brutal. Like I said, or I don't know if I said we didn't have a lot of time today, so I will briefly run through fantasy leaders. AJ Brown 35.2 is the leader, followed by Rashee Rice 29.4 and Dontavion Wicks with 28 for the receivers. Quarterbacks 29.44 for Patrick Mahomes, 25.76 for Jordan Love, and 23.26 for Marcus Mariota. Running backs 30.3 for Bijan Robinson, 21.2 for RJ Harvey, and 20.8 for DeAndre Swift. Tight ends, Brock Bowers, 22.3. Trey McBride, who is basically on this every single week now, 22.2. And Zach Ertz at 20.6. sixth appearance of the year for McBride. Then you had your third for Mahomes, third for Bijan, and then third for Bowers, and second for
Excuse
Ertz,
me.
Rashee Rice, and Jordan Love. So that is your quick, fast, condensed fantasy update. We are getting to playoff time for fantasy football. If you don't have the best players in your lineup by now, the trade deadline has likely passed. It is we are running out of time for me to give you advice, but attack the waiver wire market, I guess. See what hidden gems are out there that can maybe help you at this point of the year. So
Yep.
cool. And now we're on to week 14, the final week with buys included. The team's on bye this week. It's an interesting one because two-thirds of WG have a bye week this late in the year. The Panthers and Pats do not play this week, along with the Giants and the 49ers, but everyone else is on the week 14 slate, starting with Thursday night football. Two teams that played a week ago on Thanksgiving have the Thursday night slate this week. The Cowboys and the Lions in Detroit. Guys, what do we think is going to happen here?
I'll go first.
Devontae?
Um, I have no reason to not pick the Cowboys over the Lions here. Truly. And I'm gonna pick the Cowboys. Um, Cowboys with a huge win over Philly that I predicted. Or just
Kansas City, you mean?
Kansas City. So sorry, not Philly. Kansas City.
They beat Philly the week before,
They
though.
did. That's what I meant. Beat Kansas City on Thanksgiving, which was huge. Um, but yeah, Dallas is offensively just balling out. George Pickens had a slow first half and ultimately picked it up in the second half. Had a huge clutch hurdle run that got him down to like the 5 yard line. That ultimately shifted the momentum of this game was huge. Um, then Detroit, losing to Green Bay, which was, we all predicted that. We all kind of saw that coming. Um, I don't know. It's a tale of like it's I don't know. It's two teams playing at a completely different rate right now. I mean, Cowboys are balling out, Lions not so much. So yeah, I'm gonna side with momentum and go with the Cowboys here.
Dante, you said a lot there, and I'll say very few words and back your word here. I've got the Cowboys as well. Like you said, Cowboys playing good football, Lions playing fine football, but not to where they want to be. And Detroit has a lot of injuries right now. I believe Amon-Ra St. Brown is going to be out for this game. So, yeah, give me Dallas on the road to keep their momentum going and possibly catapult themselves in a playoff spot if they can somehow win out and get some help from other teams.
Yeah, Adam, I have the Lions injury report right in front of me. Amon-Ra is questionable, Penei Sewell questionable, Brian Branch questionable, Taylor Decker questionable, Kirby Joseph out, Cleve Raymond out, Brock Wright out, and that's not even like half of it. Um, like Dante said, the momentum is clearly on the Cowboys' side. He got into it a little bit. The way George Pickens is playing, the way all those guys are playing, Dak Prescott's playing on an MVP level. The defense is doing their part. They didn't just beat the Chiefs. They didn't just beat the Eagles the day before or the couple days before. I don't remember who was on the call of their game against the Chiefs, who put it this way that at the end of that game they had beat both teams from the previous Super Bowl in the span of 4 days. So you don't want to face the Cowboys right now, especially when you're a team like the Lions who have already dug themselves quite the hole. It's gonna be hard to dig themselves out of it right now with the Niners at 9-4 and the Cowboys above them. And after this game, we all think. So yeah, give me Dallas.
Yeah, I'll just say before we move on, if the Cowboys somehow make the playoffs, they're going to be a team that nobody wants to go up against, even
Yeah.
though they
Assuming they
have,
can stay as hot as they are right now, because right now nobody wants to go up against them.
even though they've struggled in the
The
playoffs in years
Cowboys are the
past.
Cowboys, so we'll see.
But
Yes.
this is the Schottenheimer-led Cowboys, so we'll see if there's any difference because Mike McCarthy has not been reliable in the playoffs since his
No,
Super
no.
Bowl win back in 2010. But anyway,
All right, on to the 1 p.m. slate, and we're starting with a Sunday afternoon stinker. The Titans and the Browns, a combined 4 wins and 20 losses between these two teams. I believe that is correct. I believe, unless I'm mistaken, the Browns are 3-9, the Titans are 1-11 going into this game. Yeah, this is going to be a rough one to watch in general. This will be one I'm not tuned into, period. I was low key tempted to pick a tie. I can't lie to you. I thought about it, but I have to pick somebody, and I guess I will go with Cleveland. But I don't know how confident I am in that. I mean, the Browns defense is good. Myles Garrett, of course, is going to do his, but yeah, just not confident in any way of this overall. But I guess I will go Cleveland.
Yeah, I'll go with Cleveland as well, and I'm just very excited for all the Shador Glazers to just be all over him after he has a decent game against the Titans, because it's coming. Shador Sanders is not that good at football. Let's pump the brakes. But the Browns will win this game.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you how Shador did last week. I didn't pay that close attention to that. I know Cam Ward has been struggling. This is just a tale of two teams who have no future with their current rosters, and somebody has to come out on top. So give me Cleveland.
Okay. On to the Seahawks and the Falcons. Seattle getting a big win last week, even though JSN, I believe, only had 23 receiving yards. And then you have Atlanta, who Dante called this, lost to the Jets in New York on a game-winning field goal from Nick Folk. And now the Falcons are back home to host one of the hotter teams in the NFL. I took Seattle as my lock of the week last week, so I'm not going to do it this week, but I'm going to take the Seahawks here pretty comfortably. I think they just keep it up and keep on going.
Yeah, I'll take Seattle as well, and this will be my lock. So
Yeah, this should be pretty easy. Sam Darnold hasn't been playing his best football lately, but the rest of the team has been carrying him at a ridiculous level, and they should be able to carry a couple of these easy wins into the playoffs and make a run, I think. So give me Seattle.
cool.
Okay. Divisional battle here. Colts and the Jaguars. Indy coming off a loss to the Texans. The Jaguars, big win over Tennessee. I guess these two played teams in their own division last week, and now they're going up against each other. How funny is that? Also, ironically, of the 14 games this week, I told Luke this morning when I was going through the slate, deciding who I was going to pick on the episode today. This is the one and only game that I do not know which direction to go with. So if somebody else wants to take it and go first, go for it.
I would probably go with the Colts, even though the Colts have a track record of the past 5 or 6 years, maybe longer, of not being able to win in Jacksonville. Um, I'm still going to go with them. I feel like the Jags aren't even really playing bad football right now. What are they, 7-4? I believe that's their record.
Both teams
Um,
are 8-4 going into
Both
this
teams are
week.
8-4. Wow.
Yes.
I don't know. At this point in time, I trust the Colts a little bit more than I would trust the Jags. I can totally see the Jags winning this, but I think the Colts will lean on their run game with JT, and it'll be a oddly low scoring game, I think. But I think the Colts will come out on top.
Luke, do you know which direction you're going?
Yeah, I would have to agree. I just have more trust. I just have more faith in the Colts right now. I like the Jags. They're playing good football. Liam Cohen definitely has them looking better, but it's just very hard for me to bank on Jacksonville after really all of Trevor Lawrence's career. They've never been a team you can fully rely on to win important games. And it's not like you can say the opposite about Daniel Jones, but that's just when it comes down to the rest of the team, the structure, the coaching, and honestly, Jonathan Taylor. So I agree with you, Dante. I don't think tradition prevails, and I don't think the Colts continue to their cold streak in Jacksonville. So give me Indianapolis.
All right, I'll make this fun. I'll go with Jacksonville on the at home, not on the road. They're not on the road. Yeah, I'll go with them in
Okay.
Jacksonville, I guess, to keep up their streak of beating Indianapolis at home. The Colts right now, I just don't know what to think about them. Jonathan Taylor's been really quiet on the offense on the offensive end recently, excuse me. Daniel Jones hasn't even played bad football. He's done fine. It's just you guys are both coughing and sneezing over there on the mic.
Yeah, we're sick of.
It's just that time. Yeah.
Then there's
Sick
me
of Pat
coughing.
Kraft.
That time of year.
Sick
Um,
of Pat Kraft.
as you should be. I was just saying Daniel Jones hasn't even been playing bad football, but I just don't know what to think about the Colts right now. Not really playing the way I want to see them play. And Jacksonville, not really impressing me either, but they're doing enough to squeak out wins, and I could see them doing the same here at home. So I guess I'll go with them. And now we're on to possibly the second worst game of the 1 p.m. slate. the Commanders and the Vikings. Although I will give Washington some credit, and it is why I'm picking them in this game. They gave Denver a good fight on Sunday Night Football. Took them to overtime, nearly won the game. Um, Scored a touchdown, I believe went for two to try and win, and pass got deflected. Mariota had a wide open man. Just couldn't hit him. We're this close to beating Denver at home, which is why I think they can definitely beat Minnesota. JJ McCarthy, as far as I know, will be back for this game, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but from what I've seen, Vikings fans are relieved about that. With how bad Max Brosmer looked on Sunday, four interceptions. At least one of them was a pick six. It might have been two. But yeah, I'll go with the Commanders in this one, although this is another one that could go either way. But I'll take Washington.
Yeah, I'll take Washington too. I don't know. I I would just give Washington their flowers and pick them for this game for how close they were to beating Denver.
That's
And
exactly what I did.
yeah, and yeah, I'll go with them here. And Minnesota just looks bleak. There are rumors that Justin Jefferson may be on his way out. It's really, really bad over in
Yeah,
over
they
in
have
Minnesota.
failed him for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Maybe they should have taken Jalen Riker because he was right there. I'm joking. Yeah, I'll go with Washington.
And maybe they should have taken anybody but JJ McCarthy, and that's going to continue to show when they fall on their face again against a beatable team like Washington, who's now what, 3-9. Um, a lost season for both these teams, but you guys broke it down. The Commanders looked very competitive against Denver. Marcus, as Chris Collinsworth says, Mariota, really was impressive against what's probably the best defensive unit in the league, Denver. So I believe that he should be able to do enough against Brian Flores' defense. So give me Washington.
With a loss, the Vikings will fall to four and JJ McCarthy. So we'll see what happens.
Jesus.
Um, yeah, now we have a good game here. Bengals and Bills. This will be a fun one. Bengals with a shocking, I would say, Thursday night Thanksgiving victory. Joe Burrow looked awesome. The Ravens just looked uncompetitive. Lamar Jackson completed what was a really crappy month of November, stat-wise for him. I saw it in a video yesterday. Um, I don't think he hit the mark of 60% completion once this entire month and barely managed to get it above 55. So, yeah, rough month for Lamar for his standards for sure. The Ravens are still 6-6. We'll get into that a little more later. The Bills coming off a big win. Dante will get into that a little more later as well. So this is now an interesting one. Can Joe Burrow and the Bengals get it done in a hostile environment? They are 4-8, but can they keep on winning and keep on staying in that playoff race? Unfortunately, I don't think it'll happen. I do think the Bills will win this game, but I do expect the Bengals to make it close and interesting. With how their defense played against Baltimore's offense on Thursday night Thanksgiving football, I do expect them to do the same against the Bills and Josh Allen, which really relied on James Cook and the run game last week, which Dante, again, you'll get more into, I'm sure. But I'm not sure that strategy is going to work 2 weeks in a row, even with how bad the Bengals defense is. But still, I will take Buffalo to attack them through the air and get the job done in a very close game.
Yeah, I think this is going to be high scoring, maybe th like a 31-28 type ball game. But I will go with the Bills. Um, I I trust Josh Allen more to score on this Bengal defense that outside of that Raven game, which it is impressive to stop that Ravens defense Ravens offense like they did. It's really an outlier compared to how they performed the rest of the year. Can't really count on that. Um, it would be cool to see them continue to grow, even though, I hate the Bengals, but that would be sick to see Joe Burrow make a run. But I don't think it'll happen, especially in Highmark Stadium. I like Josh Allen to come here and take care of business. Maybe not, you know, look his best, but I think he'll get the job done.
I'm going upset here, boys. Might just be my AFC East Patriots bias, but
Okay.
I am picking Joe Burrow over Josh Allen, like I would do 10 out of 10 days every week. And it does come down to more than that, obviously. I liked how the defense looked against the Ravens, who are very cold. I think when you guys touched on Lamar's struggles in the month of November as a whole. So that probably could be an outlier. But confidence is confidence, and the Bills have been a team to lose these weird games to the Texans, to the Falcons, even to the Patriots. So they're not strangers to upsets this year, especially. Um, this is just a shootout, and knowing the Bengals, they're going to make the month of December interesting. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Cincinnati.
I like it.
Cool. Somebody had to.
Yeah.
Anyways, Saints and Bills now another divisional matchup here at 1 p.m. Did the Saints play last week? Yeah, they did because everyone was playing, but honestly, I don't remember who they lost to.
Let's
Goes to show, oh, it was the Dolphins. Goes to show how much I care about the Saints, right? Buccaneers got a nice win over Arizona, one that definitely all of us saw coming, right? Um, but yeah, I do think the Bucks will keep it going here this week. Once again, it's the Saints. Shouldn't be that hard. They're not that good of a team. I say that and they beat my Panthers. I'm still very frustrated about that. We'll talk about that more in week 15, but yeah, give me the Bucks.
Yeah, if the Bucks don't win this game, sound the alarm. I mean, we've already been teetering on that for a couple weeks, if not more. Bucks are what, 7-5, I believe.
Yes.
Saints are 2-10. If the Bucks don't win this game, especially at home, ring the alarm.
Yeah.
But yeah, Bucks will win this game.
Let me just add, I should be rooting for the Saints here, believe it or not, with how good the Panthers are and how close they are to the top of our division.
But you
I
hate the
should
Saints.
really be rooting for the Saints. I just don't like them. But I might have to make an exception this week. We'll see. Anyways, Luke, what do you think?
I think I need a cough drop. Um, I think I need to cool down on the Bucks for a little while because last week I kind of tripped over my words. And I said, "Oh, I'm going to sound the alarm on the Bucks," and I totally had it wrong. I thought they had this monster schedule to end the year. I forgot that it was the opposite. It's the Saints, and it's the Saints again. It's the Panthers. It's the Dolphins. It's whoever it is. They might lose one or two of those games. I'm just gonna I'm gonna cash in my check and make it safe, and I'm gonna walk away. Easy bet here. I'm not gonna say it's this week. Give me the Bucks.
Cool.
Adam, have the Panthers and Bucks played yet this year? No.
Two of the last 3 weeks, week 16
Yeah.
and week 18. We
That's
host them week
huge.
16. We're there week 18.
That's
And in
huge.
between, we host the Seahawks. So it's going to be a really tough end after that Saints game. Yeah.
Hey, I don't want to spoil your commentary next week, but just beat the best team in the
It's
NFC. So,
it's going to be put up or shut up time for us, for sure. But anyways, I'll let you have the floor.
oh my God, where do I start? I'll start with this. I'm not going to talk too much about the game because there's really not too much to talk about. I'll touch on it briefly. Defense first half looked pretty good. Opening drive to get a pick on Josh Allen. I believe it was Brandon Nichols. Great. Thought maybe we can maybe pull this game out. Offense looked anemic. Once again with this team, you never know what you're going to get from week to week. It's disgusting. As a fan, I'm at my wit's end. I am fire Mike Tomlin. I'm at that point. I've been one of the more optimistic Steeler fans, just in general. I've been a Mike Tomlin defender forever. After that game against Buffalo, it's time, man. Get him out of Pittsburgh. I want a fresh start. I don't care if you trade TJ Watt. I don't care if you trade Cam Hayward. Just keep the young core. Keep Peyton Wilson. Keep JPJ. Keep DK. Keep this young offensive line. But outside of that, it's really so yeah. I like I am so frustrated with this team. And honestly, you know, this upcoming game, it's a win-win. If we lose, we get a better draft pick and we're 6-7. And if we win, we're in the race to win this division. How? How does that happen? Genuinely. Like, of course, the one year the Ravens are bad, we're somehow worse. Of course. But um yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pick the Ravens in this game. However, it would be the most Mike Tomlin Steeler thing for them to go into Baltimore and look good and beat the Ravens and then finish 9-8. It probably could happen. But one more thing before I go. Cam Hayward, you are a scrub. I want you off this football team. See ya. Complaining because you got kneed in the stomach by Josh Allen. You are a, part of my French, crybaby bitch, and I hope your podcast it sucks. WG is better. Your nepo baby of a brother has set this franchise back 6 years. Cam Hayward, you had 8 sacks last year, bravo, and you were crying because you wanted $3 million of incentives if we made the playoffs. How about you focus on making the playoffs first before you cry about that? Oh my God. Sorry guys, I'm
That's
crashing.
all right.
It's all good.
Ooh, I'll go with the Ravens. Rooting
Okay.
for the Steelers forever. They're my favorite team. I will die. I will be buried with a terrible towel. But
I
man,
believe that. Yeah.
I am at my wit's end. Thank you.
Luke, you go.
Well, yeah, I did not see that about Cam Hayward. This is a 6'5", 300-pound man, and he's complaining about getting kneed in the stomach. You know, it, it's bad. Yeah, I agree. Cam Hayward alone, TJ Watt, and how much you're paying him. I'm sorry, DK Metcalf. It's
I
it's bad.
honestly, truthfully, I don't think it's DK's fault. He's not being schemed. Like Arthur Smith needs to go. Tara Wass needs to go. We have the most, sorry to interrupt you, Luke. We are set in the
No,
1960s offensively. We haven't changed. This style of, this playing style may have won you like games in like 2003 whenever I was 1 years old. Not now, man. It's 2025. You see the teams that are winning. The Rams, look at their offensive scheme, using the middle of the field. Like Ben Johnson with the Bears, great offensive mind. Name a defensive coach that's really winning a lot in this league. There's really not many. It's all offensive coaches. That's why you need to get rid of Mike Tomlin and hire a guy who, knows how to work an iPhone even. Like like
Hire Matt Canada back. Yeah.
it wouldn't be much different. I
all
like
right,
Arthur Smith as a
yeah.
guy, but
I'm just kidding.
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no, well, okay. The DK thing, I don't necessarily disagree, but that's what all the Seahawks fans were saying at the end was that, change of scenery. I don't it's bad, man. I really thought that the difference would be Aaron Rodgers and just the professional that he is supposed to be, just not tolerating, pardon my turn, just not tolerating the bullshit. But it seems like maybe he's just not playing well enough to have that strong of a voice to be like, this is not the way we're going to do things. I guess 1 year rental and he's not going out super strong. It's unfortunate. And the Steelers have had a couple weeks, even in the past month or two, of looking really strong. Even that defense, a couple games getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. I can't think of the specific ones off the top of my head, but
Like the
and that's
Colts
just
game, got a lot of pressure on Daniel Jones.
Colts. Yes, Colts. Thank you. Like that good football team got so much pressure on the quarterback. Um, so they can do it. It's just putting the hope. I said at the time. I said at the time after that game, I didn't trust them to do it again. It's just the idea of putting the entire package together, especially when it just keeps sinking and sinking and sinking. It's just they're just going down to the ship, and the ship is named Mike Tomlin, but that's not going to change. It's not going to change this week. You're very lucky, as you were alluding to. You're running into a Ravens team who seems to be just as aimless. They might be in the early stages of, maybe they're the 2021 Steelers.
Mhm.
They got some problems, man, and it kind of seems like it's starting at the head coach position there too. I've heard some rumblings from that fan base that it's really getting kind of tight, and people are really unsatisfied over there too. Now, who's gonna win this? I want to be a worse football team. No, I want to be a worse football team kind of bull. Um, I'm gonna go with the Ravens. I know. Okay, the Bengals lose to the Steelers. Bengals beat the Ravens. Ravens have been struggling. Lamar had a terrible month, but it's just momentum, man. It's the home crowd. It's the AFC North. You can kind of throw that
Yep.
stuff out a little bit. Um, you know, it's just this will really be a true test to see which team is farther from even back to straightening the arrow. Um, I had a couple thoughts earlier this year that when Lamar was out and the Ravens were what, like 1-5, I was like, oh man, this isn't a Lamar thing. This is just a bad football team. And like we said, have been weeks where the Steelers look better, but both teams have just fallen off of the path so much. So this will be a real true test to see which team is just farther from where they need to be. And I think right now it's probably the Steelers.
I will say, I think whoever wins this game will win the division. I don't think that's ridiculous to
I
say
mean, no,
that
it's not a hot take at all. Yeah.
because I think if the Steelers win this game, that shows that the Ravens are a really bad team if they're losing to the Steelers. And
Hmm.
if the Ravens take the lead, I think that this Steelers just
Yeah.
won't be able to recover. But the Ravens do have a unexpectedly, not unexpectedly, a under the radar tough schedule coming up. I mean, you played the Steelers twice. I think they'll probably split. That's
Yeah, that's entirely possible.
that's usually what happens. I think they lose to the Packers, and I think they lose to the Patriots, and then they play someone else in the mix that they'll probably beat. But I think this game is going to have major implications on who wins this division.
I'm sorry, but it just got me thinking. The Patriots, two losses to the Raiders and the Steelers. And our two hard games are a team we already beat in Buffalo and the Ravens, who we're just not talking about being, a couple losses away from falling off the cliff. So I'm,
So weird, man.
hey,
The Steelers have beaten good teams this year, but like
I mean they have.
it's and I don't get it. And the Patriots have lost to not so good teams. And then
Well, if you know anything about me, now Penn State's gonna be the worst team in college football, and the Clippers basically just dropped a nuke on their franchise this morning by cutting Chris Paul 1 month into his retirement tour. So now nobody's ever going to want to sign with us or get their number retired. Blake Griffin's not going to want to get his number retired. It's a total disgrace. So I can give myself permission to be on cloud nine about the Patriots, but they're on
yeah.
bye this week. So let's go back to the focus. Adam,
All
have
right.
you picked this game yet?
No, but I'll make it easy.
Okay,
You guys
Ravens.
basically covered it. I'll go Baltimore.
Okay,
So
Hey,
yeah.
we do have Adam Thielen.
you do have Adam Thielen.
That you know what? That's so funny that somebody tweeted it and went viral that,
That's,
Mike Tomlin will say, "You can't eat soup with a fork. We need a spoon." Then he'll go out inside a 2018 Pro Bowler. And what is Adam Thielen? A 2018 Pro
35,
Bowler.
and he's 35
Yeah.
years old.
30, yeah.
Panthers legend Adam
He's
Thielen.
gonna have one drive this year where he looks godly and then just fall off a
Well,
cliff.
he'll have, you remember that Mike Williams touchdown? It was like, yeah.
Where is MVS? Where is Marquez Valdez-Scantling? Did
Is
he?
Roman Wilson hurt?
I hope so.
That
That's
would be better for the sake of his career trajectory if he was hurt, because if not, it means he's just invisible.
you're bad whenever you're a Steeler wide receiver and you bust. Like that's bad.
Yeah.
Pause. Yep.
All right.
Moving on.
Last game of 1 p.m.
Moving
Dolphins
on
and
to
Jets.
this.
The battle of the AFC East basement here. Although the Dolphins have been looking pretty good lately, picking off teams that they can beat, I guess, for their standards. Not the good teams, but Saints, Commanders, Falcons. Teams the Dolphins can hang with. They can hang with the Jets. They already beat them once. I think they'll do it again. Dolphins will be 6-7.
Yeah, I'll go with the Dolphins. Like Adam said, they're playing much better football. Jets got a lucky win against the Falcons. I'll go with the Dolphins here. Shout out one of my favorite players in the league, Devon Achane. Single-handedly carrying my fantasy team right now.
He's
Bless you.
he's good. Yeah, he's good.
Most underrated running back in the league. I'll put it out there.
I will just say, Luke, before you pick, you gotta love the Miami Dolphins keeping on winning, ruining their draft pick and
Yeah.
making it closer and closer to believing that McDaniel and Tua can work next year.
Dude, I would like croak from laughing if the Jets won this game. I would I would need like a gurney. It would be so funny. They continue to ruin their draft pick by winning meaningless games. The Dolphins hit rock bottom by losing to the Jets, but no, give me the Dolphins. Like you guys have been saying, they've been playing slightly better football for their standards. Not much to say here. The bottom feeders are back to the bottom. That's the way I like it. So
Cool.
Okay. Got three 4 p.m. games. This is the only 4:05 one. Denver and Las Vegas. Second matchup between these two this year. They previously met on Thursday Night Football, and I forget what week it was, week 7 maybe, and it was a very non-entertaining game, like a 10-7 finish, typical Broncos game in 2025. But I do think they make it 2-0 against Vegas and go to 11-2 on the year, which unfortunately for Luke would tie the Patriots record and I guess give Denver the 1 seed going into week 15. But um, yeah, I got the Broncos winning this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I agree. Not much to say here. Give me the Broncos.
yeah, Dante, have you ever watched Dexter?
I haven't, but I know what it is.
You know that character Dokes. Just like the whole first season or two, he knows something's up with Dexter. He just can't prove it.
Oh, like the
Yeah,
yeah.
I knew we were going with this, Luke.
I know the Broncos are frauds. I just can't prove it yet. All right. And they should roll to an easy victory here. Trust me.
Should. Should.
This December 3rd, 4:13 p.m. I know the Broncos are frauds. I just can't prove it yet. So, you know, easy win. It's Vegas, but just bookmark that.
Yeah.
And remind me to hit my super shocked face when Denver loses in the first round this year. Anyways, Rams and Cardinals. Um, yeah, I guess I'll take a quick opportunity because
Yeah.
the Panthers are not playing this week to say, Rams, what happened? Couldn't hang around with Bryce Young and those guys. Hey, I'll take the win. Certainly
The
wasn't expecting it, but I'll
the
take the
real
win.
nine. The real
The
nine.
real nine. Yes. Matthew Stafford was hugging Bryce Young after the game. It's good to see Bryce Young and a fan having a nice interaction. Um,
So mean.
but anyways, the Rams should have an easy time bouncing back in this one. I really talked up the Cardinals last week. Actually, it may have been more of talking down on the Buccaneers, but the Cardinals are just a mess. Doesn't even look like they're activating Kyler. It looks like Kyler's Cardinals era is coming to an end. Jacoby Brissett's doing fine, but there just really isn't much appealing about this team. They need to fire Jonathan Gannon, if I'm being so real. He is just a do nothing head coach. He's one of those guys in a meme where it's just like, bro has been frozen, hasn't moved in 40 minutes. That's Jonathan Gannon as a head coach, essentially. This team just is so bleak, so mid, and has done like nothing to elevate themselves. And the Rams are going to take advantage here, and they're mad and they need to take it out on somebody. Perfect. The Arizona Cardinals in Arizona. Pretty easy for them. So yeah, give me the Rams. This is my lock of the week, by the way.
Solid.
Yeah. I can go next. This is Rams. I fully agree. We were all wrong about the Cardinals last week. I like Jacoby Brissett, but like that franchise is just treading water and just delaying the inevitable, like Adam said. It comes down to coaching. It does. Mike Vrabel turned the team around. Ben Johnson turned the team around. It just you look at the Falcons where they are. You look at the Cardinals where they are. No, even D'Amico Ryan's. The Texans had tough weeks this year, but like Jonathan Gannon is not the guy, and we know how much trouble LA teams have in filling up that stadium in SoFi. I bet this could be half Rams fans this week in Arizona. It's just a tale of the times for the Cardinals, who I've always had an affinity for. I like the Cardinals, but this is just, they're in a bad spot, so give me the Rams.
My apologies for giving the 1,000-yard stare at you, Luke, through the screen. I totally
You're
didn't
good.
realize that I did not pick this game. So,
You're good.
but yeah, I'll go with the Rams as well.
Okay. And now this might be the game of the week right here. Bears and Packers, 4:25 p.m. I assume that's on Fox as America's game of the week. It should really be a primetime game, if we're being honest. I mean,
Oh yeah,
these are two of the best teams in the NFC right now going at it. The Bears, number one seed currently in the conference. The Packers right behind them. Yeah, I know it's shocking. Packers right behind them playing some good football. Um, I'll let one of you guys go first. I'll delay my pick a little bit here. Go, Dante.
upset of the week. Give me Chi-Town. Give me the Bears. I'll take them. Um, I don't know. It was a 50-50 split for me in this game, in terms of who I'd pick, but I just want to ride the fun hand. I'll go with the Bears. They're playing really good football. They're playing truly the complete opposite of what we've seen the Bears in the past. Usually they would lose these close games and then really just blow it at the end. But lately they've been just being they persevered and have pulled out some really good wins against some pretty solid teams. Um, like the Eagles on Black Friday. That was a huge win for them. Um, are the Eagles playing like the Eagles of the past? No, but that's still a tough place to play at the link. And, whenever you have all of America watching it, it's even tougher. But I really like how Caleb Williams is playing. I like what Ben Johnson has done. But on the other hand, the Packers are also playing pretty good ball. Um, but I'm riding with Ben Johnson. I'm going with the Bears.
There's one thing you're both forgetting. Gentlemen, it's Toyotathon. I Give me the Packers, dude. This is no joke. Jordan
I
Love in
love
his
it.
career in Toyotathon. Perfect QBR, 30 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Like this guy is just something about it. No, okay. That's not a real reason to pick them, but I am picking the Packers. Um, this is just these are two very good football teams. I'm very excited to see how this one turns out. I just think the Packers have a little bit more uh not momentum because the Bears are the number one team in the NFC. They're just I just think the Packers are a little better. I think the Bears they've had a lot of close victories, which is not the Bears style, which is why they've come out of this record. I don't see the Bears cruising to like 13-4 or 14-3 and locking up the NFC. I think there's gonna be a little bit more chaos than that. I think it starts here. I think the Packers win this game.
All right, I gotta break the tie here. So this Bears team reminds me a lot of the 2018 Chicago Bears that won the division that year. Fittingly enough, in Mitch Trubisky's second year. And right now we are in Caleb Williams' second year, also with a rookie head coach
Does that mean
or
Caleb
first year
Williams
head
will be a
coach.
Steeler in a couple years?
It could. Um, but where I'm
Please.
going with
Yeah.
this is what did the Bears in 2018 do? Beat the Packers in week 15. What are the Bears going to do in week 14 in 2025? Beat the Packers. This is also
Absolute
my
cinema.
upset of the week. Bear down. And you can call it an upset because the Packers are favored by 6.5 points at home, which in my opinion is way
What?
too close. 6.5.
Put some respect on the Bears' name, dude.
I think it should be at least three. I think it should be 3.5, two and a
Yeah.
half, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three. Yeah. I'd say. Jeez. Six and a
Either
half.
way, I'm excited for this one. This is going to be a good game. And I will be
Absolutely.
tuned into this one. You better believe it.
Yeah.
But all right, let's move on. Sunday night football. Houston is 7-5. Where did that come from? Yeah, they look good right now. CJ Stroud looked solid in his return, and they're playing a Chiefs team, which ironically struggling a bit right now at 6-6. Couldn't pull it out on Thursday, Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. But I do think they will here. The Chiefs, when they have expectations, when they know they need to lock in, that's when they get the job done. And I think right now they know, like, okay, we're 6-6. It's week 14. There's a real shot we don't make the playoffs if we start winning. Patrick Mahomes is going to be locked in unbelievably. He's going to get that team focused. Houston is a great team right now, don't get me wrong. This is a massive game for both teams because both teams are on the outside looking in right now. A win here could really propel one of these two. A loss here could really derail one of these two. But in a game like this, where it's probably going to be a playoff type atmosphere, I trust the Chiefs more. So I'm going to go Kansas City, especially since it's an Arrowhead. Like that'll probably help them enough. So give me
Yeah.
the Chiefs, but hopefully the Texans make it close, and I think they could.
I'll agree. I'll take the Chiefs here. I don't know. There are very few places tougher to play, if any, in the NFL than Arrowhead, especially in prime time. Yeah, it's really as simple as that for me. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. They need this win. If they don't get this win, Luke expects a lot of 12-year-old bandwagon fans to come root for the Patriots again. Um, but yeah, I'll go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, as much as I would really enjoy picking Houston, especially after, I'm glad neither of you mentioned it. When asked, when asked about the lengths they need to go to make the playoffs, Andy Reid saying they need to win out. Andy Reid says
Oh my God.
on Monday, you know where this is going. We're gonna try to tickle your tonsils on every play in every game.
He's a wacky
That
guy.
was that's a fireable offense. But yeah, I have to go the Chiefs. It's like an addiction. I don't want to do it. I know it's bad for me, but I'm picking the Chiefs.
In this kind of game, you have to.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
all right, Monday night. Let's wrap it out. Eagles and Chargers. I guess Justin Herbert's status is up in the air. Had surgery earlier this week. He's day to day with a fractured wrist or fractured hand. Not exactly sure how that makes you day to day, but all right. Although, didn't Aaron Rodgers play through a bunch of fractures, Dante? I think I read that somewhere.
Like a plethora, like an
Yeah, but he
insane.
was high off his
Okay.
mind.
Okay.
So
He
Well,
was.
I mean,
He was. Yeah.
his he's got more than Justin Herbert has, so I'm not sure about that. But either way, I think I'll go with the Eagles.
Yeah.
This is another one where I just really don't know, but I'm just gonna go with my gut, and my gut says Philly. They just got outmatched against Chicago on Friday, but the offense wasn't terrible. I mean, AJ Brown was doing his thing. Jalen Hurts wasn't awful. A
Mhm.
lot of blame is getting put on the Eagles offensive coordinator right now, which I'm very thankful for as a Phillies fan. We have a lot of players and coaches on the Phillies who deserve a lot of criticism. And thankfully, the Eagles OC is the most hated man in Philadelphia right now, and it's nobody on the Phillies. So thank you, Eagles fans. But I don't think he's entirely the problem. He is a problem. Their play calling has not been good, but it also reflects on the offense as a whole. Jalen Hurts is not having the star year people expected him to have. AJ Brown has been quiet most of the year. Saquon Barkley has not really taken another step from that year he had last year. I mean, that's tough to even replicate, but for Saquon's standards, he's for sure having a down year. But the Eagles are another team where I feel like they need to get a win to get themselves right back in check, and I think they'll do it here. Should be a home game for them, considering the Chargers have like six fans, and usually two of them show up to their games. So
Yeah. I agree with Adam here. I'll go with the Eagles. Once again, Chargers, very unpredictable team. Um, Eagles not playing like I mentioned before, not playing like the Eagles we saw last year, but that would have been tough to replicate even if they were playing very well. But yeah, I'll go with the Eagles here. And as much as I would like to pick the Chargers, because I just hate the birds, I'll go with them.
Luke, wrap us out.
I am not going to pick the Eagles.
Cool.
It's just
Good.
Hmm.
I like it.
I don't think they deserve the benefit of the doubt here. Okay, a missed field goal, a missed extra point. You forced 12 targets to AJ Brown. Okay, he had a great game on paper, an excellent game. 10 receptions, 132 for two touchdowns. Where did that show up in the final score? What's the point of this?
Yeah.
Uh, eight targets to Devonta Smith. So those two guys, 20 targets. Everybody else gets 10. And Saquon Barkley, we all love him like he's family, but 13 for 56, 4 yards a carry is fine. His long being 15 yards, he's just not impacting the game. They are a team, the Eagles, I think you can kind of sound the alarm on. And I do think it comes back to Nick Sirianni more than it comes back to any coordinator. And I think it comes back to Jalen Hurts quite a bit. But the Chargers are not going to roll over for anyone. That's just the way they play football. And I don't know much about this whole Justin Herbert situation. And certainly, if he's out, I would be much more inclined to pick Philly. But this is more to do with the Eagles than it does for the Chargers. With the Chargers for me, so I'm going to go with LA.
Cool.
Who knows? Luke is sounding the alarm on a team again. Will it go well this week?
Maybe.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us here on episode 15. You will have your picks. You'll have our picks. Sorry, guys. It's been a long day. I can't talk. Um, You'll be seeing this Thursday sometime. As always, when it comes out, it's Wednesday our time. We're still waiting on a Penn State head coach. Maybe by the time you hear this, we'll have one. It might be me at this point, guys. Don't worry. The program's in good hands if I take it over. I'll try not to completely destroy it, even though it's already burning a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyways, we are your host, Adam.
Dante?
And Luke.
Have a good week, everybody.